Welcome back to Red Bull Orlando, Day 3, where it is time to start the semifinals. And Marcus, you know, I love that piece that we just got the chance to see because it's so amazing to hear about those ups and downs, and especially how the really high ups are almost never the huge wins at the tournaments.
Sure.
It's that moment where you feel like you conquered something inside yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, a lot of these guys actually talking about some of their early or some of their, you know, like first moments in gaming, too, which a lot of us hold like very, very dear to our hearts and, you know, very much evident in these players as well. So, you know, it's important to see both success and failures on your way to the top, to understand how to deal with them and improve yourself in the process. So, you know, that's been actually one of my favorite things about the Red Bull LAN here in Orlando is just getting to get, you know, behind the scenes a little bit with these players, learn more about them. That's always, you know, fascinating to me.
And now we have two players who are not focus players from this event on our final Sunday tournament. It's SaSe versus JYP up there on the top semifinals, the best of three we're about to go into. Afterwards, we're definitely going to be checking out Naniwa versus Rhett, the big upset, Rhett over parting. But before then, we have some PvPs to do.
Yeah, so JYP versus SaSe, you know, one very, very solid Protoss versus sort of the tool belt Protoss. He just pulls out whatever and he's whipping it around, you know, and I'm really excited to see how this one is going to go down. All of the PvPs, honestly, in fact, this event, Sean, might have made me just a PvP fan. I've been very vocal that it's probably, you know, ranks a little bit lower in the grand scheme of my favorite matchups, but gosh, we've seen just so much amazing stuff out of these players. Like, possibilities seem endless.
I mean, already we're on the map Daybreak, where we saw JYP do the speed warp prism harass, conquering the whole map, losing a little bit of a funky way with the mothership being caught off guard and his 8 Colossi being caught off guard. But let's see if he can show us some creativity again. In the bottom left, the 5-letter man, EGJYP.
And in the northeast position as the pink Protoss, let's give it up for Quantic Gaming SaSe. You know, actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I want to write a note to myself. I still want to know what the plan was with that mothership. Like, you know, I kind of forgot about it because of the rest of the game, but as you brought it to my attention, I still am quite puzzled by what happened there.
I mean, it really has to be just one possibility. He saw Hasu's army out of position, and he said, if I go for the... Oh, it's a forge. Oh, is JYP really... Oh, God. God bless JYP. He's going... He might be thinking that he's in the middle of a mono battle where he was chosen the mothership as his unit and realizes that the cannon rush is the best way to open with that. At the same time, though, this does have this narrow back area. You can do pylon, cannon very comfortably back there, but let's see how JYP performs it.
Yeah, of course, such a long map that unless you're like scouting with the first probe, you're just not going to see this. So, you know, how quickly will SaSe actually respond? As we do check out the vision, let's just see what we've got going on here. SaSe not see, okay, here comes the probe into the back. Immediately the pylon, how quickly?
He does manage to pull it off.
Where's the cannon? What is he going to do?
How is SaSe going to pull this off? Is he just going to let them finish? Is he going to be going for some kind of, well, it looks like he is building a cybernetics core. He's really got to get on that chrono boost, though, because he's about to be cannoned. Oh, JYP. Oh, JYP, that is such a cruel, brutal, nasty thing to do to your friend.
And there goes another pylon just to make sure that this were actually canceled. So the photon cannon is going to get up. Oh, you know what? Since, you know, there's no reaction here, JYP says, well, another cannon can't really hurt. And so far, we haven't seen much anything. Here we have all of the probes, or a good portion of them, moving out, leaving a few back. As what is his plan?
It looks like SaSe is just taking his natural.
Yeah. And why not? Long distance mining. I mean, look at how controlled SaSe is. Like, yeah, I could freak out, attack the pylons with all my probes, but instead he goes and uses the patches that he can use. The other cannon was canceled, which actually would have been better if it had not been. And then once he had the 400 minerals Nexus, he's still got his gateway up. He's going to have 2 stalkers out because the cybernetics core go down. It's quite good.
He might even be able to save both of these. It looks like there's a second photon cannon going down. SaSe is going to be able to hit it from the other side. And, oh my gosh, he's going to be able to get an expansion up, save his main, Holy cow, this is ingenious. Oh my gosh, I think he may very well have done it.
No, I absolutely. I mean, again, just so controlled and like, this is fine. I've got this. There we see the building cannon canceled, and now he'll be able to move forward and start to work on the cannon. Of course, bringing the Stalkers back as they're. Look at that. He's played StarCraft Master before.
Look at that, just doing a little bit of damage. StarCraft Master, the brutal, difficult matchup. He really does have to rush down on that warp gate, though. Otherwise, SaSe is going to be caught with his pants quite down. JYP, oh, JYP. Whereas SaSe has successfully defended this cannon rush, gotten an expansion up with relative ease, clearly has played StarCraft Master, e.g. JYP has played StarCraft on the US West server. He might be actually going for a Dark Templar rush.
Oh, yeah. As we have the Twilight Council going down and then the 3 gateways, that makes 4 total. He's completely walled off. Actually, no, he's almost walled off here. But, I mean, what a great response. Now, you know, SaSe, he's got still 2 Nexuses up. He's going to be a little bit ahead on the probe count. But he's still just on this 1 gateway. How many Stalkers did he manage to get out? He still has the 4 total.
Does have the 4 Stalkers, but he's literally going to need to dedicate 100% of his resources to gateways or robos, anything. I mean, because right now, Blink is what's going down for JYP. JYP is actually pretty trapped in terms of supply. He has 23 probes to the 30 of SaSe, but SaSe needs to get so many units out so quickly. I mean, if JYP wins with this follow-up, this will be a really big blow to SaSe.
SaSe is going to move forward and see that there is a cannon there. He does bring some of those units out to the front, and he gets a count, knows that there's a Zealot and a Stalker. Didn't really see much beyond that. In fact, if I just take a quick look at the vision, he saw the 2 gateways behind it, probably assuming that there's a couple more beyond it. But the Blink is going to be kind of a crucial piece of information. But with these 2 expansions, it really just seems to me that he would just need to, you know, hold this off. He'll be in a great situation. Here we have 2 more gates finishing up. Chrono boosting out 1 last Stalker before Warp Gate completes, and now going to throw down that robotics facility just in case.
Now, even though it might look like 4 gate versus 4 gate, you can envision SaSe as having about half an extra gateway because he has 2 Nexuses worth of Chrono boost. That means he's definitely going to have the opportunity to get out a lot more units. SaSe with that very calm, collected control. He will be able to throw down 1 single force field. Help delay that a little bit. He will be able to trap that Zealot a bit. Uh-oh. Looks like we see the dart up, and there's the force field, and it looks like SaSe is engaging, but there's the Blink. A nice manage to trap that 1, and it looks like SaSe is going to start having to Chrono boost really, really soon here. SaSe, oh, that bad manner probe, trapping his own units.
Yeah, and more Stalkers brought in here. Now, what is he going to go ahead and Chrono out? Actually, he's going to Chrono out an Immortal, which I think is obviously a great choice here. There's that force field. He's going to continue to blink back those Stalkers. JYP with some great control, as to be expected.
Marcus, never in my life have I seen such a calm, simple defense of a behind-the-minerals cannon rush to an easy, clean follow-up defense. I mean, this has been one of the most flawless games of PvP reasoning I've ever seen.
I would have to agree with you. I thought for sure, it's almost like, why aren't you responding, SaSe? And he knew exactly what he was doing. There's the blink out. He saw the Immortal too. He doesn't necessarily want to fight into that. And I mean, I just feel like now 39 probes to 23 as he spends a couple of Chronos on the Nexus to just get a few more out. I mean, all he has to do is just make sure he doesn't do anything silly here, bad control, or get caught off guard, and he should be able to take game number 1. But just remarkable.
JYP now Chrono boosting his Nexus to get a few extra probes out. I mean, JYP is in a really awkward spot. His only choice is to expand and to use these Blink Stalkers aggressively to try to keep SaSe on the defensive. But what SaSe is going to do is take his extra geysers. He'll be throwing down a Twilight Council shortly, and he can easily push with Blink and 3 Immortals and overpower JYP, and suddenly all that blinking and mobility JYP had will be shut down. There's a Twilight Council. SaSe has, gosh, it played so flawlessly.
Yeah, and he's just watching back and forth, making sure that there's not going to be sort of a flank from the other side. But he looks well defended here with these now 3 Immortals. And he's going to come up this ramp and do a quick surprise. JYP still being very, very cautious in the grand scheme of things. Rightfully so. That Nexus has gone down over on JYP's side. A few more Zealots being thrown in the mix. And I mean, just the food count right now, 106 to 58. That alone spells disaster.
Look how big these pink bars are, Marcus. These are gigantic. 60-49. I mean, has considerably more than his opponent. And it looks like there's the blink going down and not trying to do some sort of all-in counter play. The Forge also making a cameo appearance here, going to be getting those upgrade leads. And it looks like JYP playing this out about as smartly as he can. He's going to be going for a huge swell of speed Zealots. If I went blink and force you to make some Immortals, what's bad against Immortals? Or what's good against Immortals? Speed Zealots. Very, very nice little forcing there by JYP, but the numbers aren't going to be good enough.
JYP ninjas a stalker right into the main base. He blinked past and got a great little scout here. Might do just a tiny bit of damage, but it's okay. SaSe knows that might be an opportunity for him to strike. He baits out another force field. Now he says, I'm taking these rocks down because I know you don't have enough to cover this whole ramp. And rightfully so. His count now is at 17 stalkers, 3 Immortals, 2 sentries compared to, and 11 Zealots compared to 8, 11
Zealots.
Yeah.
This is a brilliant response by SaSe. He's saying, I need the blink for my stalkers to catch up to your stalkers, but I know you're going to be flooding Zealots too, so I'm just going to get the superior number, even though I could have had maybe 27 stalkers, maybe even 25 or so. I'm still going to instead favor the Zealots instead, so that way I can be guaranteed to do a lot more damage, and it looks like JYP might be going for a little bit of a trade here, but I highly doubt it's going to be enough.
Yeah, there is going to be 1 stalker on the side, so SaSe very well knows that this is going to happen. Uh-oh, he's going to block him in the middle. The blink was just used. It is on cooldown. He's not going to be able to... Oh, he picks off 1. Blinks forward himself.
Brilliant.
2, 1 more, almost going down. Actually, the blink negates that last hit, and now he is just going to kind of be stuck as more stalkers are being put in. Remember, every single time that he blinks the cooldown. Nice.
A great set of force fields by SaSe, and at this point, it's only a matter of time. SaSe is playing the Boa Constrictor style. He's not going to take any risk. He's just going to keep squeezing JYP back to his base till he's out of breathing room.
Now, back at the base, we have a ton of Zealots, a couple of Archons now starting to come up, pooling some energy now on the sentries as well. And the rest of the army is moving forward. He's going to be forced to deal with this, Sean. And this force is just huge, including now 4 Immortals in the mix. And there's not going to be enough force fields to cover this. This is going to be a massacre.
Oh, DJ Wheat, look at this huge amount of force fields. Oh no, it's trapping the Zealots on the wrong side. JYP Speed Zealots are unable to do much of anything at all. The 1 Archon at the front knocking down the force fields, and now SaSe's Zealots step into play. A cannon rush.
GG.
Defended by a fast expansion. That doesn't even sound right on paper. That sounds like a joke.
So much was done right there by SaSe. A, not panicking, which is like the first thing. It's like, there's a pylon behind my mineral line. B, the pooling the minerals so that he can build the Nexus and be ready. And then C, the remarkable 4 probe stack over on the far minerals that could not be hit by the cannon. Like, hello, this must have happened to SaSe like 1,000 times for him to be able to calculate all of that. Very, very well done by